You can see that they're out in this exhibit, and we have them all out here for one of their care sessions today. You can see that the pool has lots of structures for them, different areas that they can haul out in, and different areas that they can climb up on. The pool also gets about 16 feet up at its steepest point. And it's really important that we have them out here for you guys, just to educate you guys on, you know, the way that we care for them and how we interact with them on a daily basis. I also serve as the California Sea Lion Stud Bookkeeper and Species Survival Plan Coordinator for the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. And in that role, I help with the managed care of the California sea lions under our care throughout the country. So we're gonna go ahead and take this opportunity to introduce the entire group to you guys. And we're gonna start out with Carolyn. A lot of you might remember Carolyn from our Facebook Live a few months ago. She was one of our California sea lions that stranded on the California coast. And thanks to the hard work at the rehabilitation centers, they were able to rehabilitate her and release her. Unfortunately, Carolyn re-stranded and was deemed non-releasable, and I'll get into a little bit more about that later on in our Facebook Live. But you can see that Carolyn is doing a great job with Jennifer here. She's eating very well. She's learning some new behaviors. One of those is a target, so she's going to show that off. Very nice, Carolyn. So she's learning to target, and that's going to really set the foundation for our training sessions. It's going to help us shape other behaviors that we're going to teach her during her time here. And it's really just the start of all the learning that she's going to do here at her forever home at Brookfield Zoo. And for anyone who's just joining us, I just want to let everyone know we're out here with our California sea lions doing an animal care session with them. And we're going to go ahead and introduce the rest of the group. So we're going to go ahead and have Carolyn step over, and we're going to bring up her buddy Sabiena. You guys will also hopefully recognize Sabiena. She also came to us in the fall of last year and was from the stranding centers because she had some eyesight issues. And you can see that she is working very closely with her trainer, Beth. And Beth was one of the trainers that went out on the transport with me and worked to bring them home here to Brookfield Zoo. You can see that they've been working very closely together these past few months. We are able to touch her and do some tactile, which is great. This is really going to come in handy when we're working down the road on more husbandry behaviors, which we're going to show off in a little bit. But this is a great way to start checking over her body and doing those body exams. You can see that Sabina's gained quite a bit of weight since she got here, which is great. And they're both doing very well. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about them as we continue. But we really want to introduce you guys to the rest of our sea lion group. These sea lions are very social animals, and we're going to go ahead and bring Lucy over. Very social animals, and they live in large groups like this out in the wild. And if you look over on the far left, you're going to go ahead and see Mona, who's one of our oldest sea lions, and Mona is going to be 30 years old on May 31st. So we are very excited to have Mona here with us. She is getting very old for a sea lion, but she's doing great. You see her participating in her care session. So we're really happy to have her with us in this group. So moving on over here, we've got our friend Lucy. She's playing with her fish. That's all right. So she's working with her trainer there. And you can see that we've established a really good relationship with Lucy. She is going to be 3 years old this summer, and she is the daughter of Josie. You can see that she's learning a flipper present, which is going to be great to be able to look over her flippers and just kind of moving into that body exam. We have the ability to look in her mouth. So you can see she's learned a mouth open. Down the road, we might even start to brush her teeth. And that's going to be great just for providing more health care for her. And you guys want to see how much she's grown. She was going to show us, but maybe not. Let's see. All right, here she comes. Let's see, Lucy. Nice job. So you can see how tall she's getting. Like I said, that's our soon-to-be 3-year-old. Really full of energy. Thanks, Lucy. All right, we're going to go ahead and get Charger over here. I know you guys have heard a lot about Charger. He's our little sea lion pup. Really cute little guy. I've got one of his favorite toys here. I think he's going to come up and say hello. Are you trying to steal the spotlight? Where are you going? Can I have those ice cubes, Nina? Thanks. So he wants some of his little ice cube. He loves to engage with us. He loves playing with his enrichment. You're not going to do that, bud. Come here. Here. Which one do you want? This one? What do you think? What do you think? You want to say hi to everybody out there? So I know you guys probably join me in thinking how cute he is. And he's actually going to be featured in a Facebook Live coming up in the next few weeks. So stay tuned for that. You're going to get lots of charger time, I promise. All right, we're going to hand him back over to Nina. And we are going to go ahead and feature his mom. So Josie is our 10-year-old sea lion. You can see her up there on that big rock. This is a really great way to show our guests, how she moves, how her different flippers move. You can see she tucks those rear flippers underneath her to move around. So it's a really good way to give everybody a good look at her. And it's a great way for us to provide physical stimulation for her. So that's one of the things that we do during our animal care sessions is we keep them physically engaged. And down the road, Carolyn Sabiena will learn all of these behaviors that are going to help them continue to be nice and physical during our care sessions. Nice job, Josie. So those are her porpoising or bows, as we call them. And that's a really good way to give her some exercise. So we're very excited to have her. Like I said, she's the mother of 2 of our sea lions here. So we really enjoy having her around. And she actually did strand as a young pup. And we actually ended up hand-rearing her. And so we have a very, very close relationship with her. So I think she's showing off some of her teeth. And I think we're getting ready to wrap up our formal animal care session here. So I think Josie's got one more behavior for us that she's going to show off. Happens to be one of our favorites. Here she goes. You going to show him your tongue? What do you think? Oh, there she goes. Nice job, Joe. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on now, guys. We're going to answer some questions. I forgot to mention earlier, we needed you guys to go ahead and ask some questions down below. I'm sure hopefully some of you have. So we're going to go ahead and get started with some of those questions. One of the questions we get a lot here at Pinniped Point is, what do they eat? So the sea lions here can eat anywhere from, depending on their age, 5 to even 15 pounds of fish. And right now we're feeding them a variety of fish that they would find naturally out in their habitat out in the ocean. And we're feeding herring, capelin, sardines, and also introducing some other fish types as we kind of have them. We also work with the animals to eat squid and other types of fish, and we're always looking to make sure that that fish is sustainable for them and for the fish populations. I think we have a couple other questions. Mark, do you have some questions for us?
Let's see.
All right, here we go.
We have, what are the chirping noises?
What are the chirping noises? So you guys probably hear a lot of that. Cue the chirping noises. So those are the Canadian geese that we have here at the zoo. They just kind of migrate through, and the animals have gotten very used to working around them and very desensitized to them. So they're a little loud, but we're able to continue with our animal care sessions with them around. All right, so we're going to go ahead and move over here. It looks like Beth is interacting with some of the sea lions here. So this is a great way to spend some time with them. This is a great way to provide them some new enrichment, some new objects and novel objects for them to play with. So you see Beth has a few different items for them. So a lot of times the sea lions love having water poured on them or ice cubes. And you can see that our little guy Charger is very interested, as he usually is. He's a little guy, playful. So we love this time with them just because it really gives us an opportunity to engage with them up close and kind of see what they do on their own time, which is good for us to kind of know how they like to spend their time. All right, I'm going to go through a few more questions as we watch the sea lions here, but just for anyone who's tuning in, we're out here with our California sea lions. You see Charger up front here, and his mom Josie's behind him. And then over here on Josie's right side is Lucy. Looks like she's coming up to investigate. And really the stars of today are Carolyn and Sabiena. You can see Carolyn back there next to that branch that we have in the water, which is part of our naturalistic enrichment. So you can see that she loves to play with that. We've we've really found a lot of various enrichment items that the sea lions enjoy playing with, and Carolyn and Sabiena specifically really enjoy playing with those novel objects that we provide them. One of the other behaviors that Carolyn is learning that I wanted to mention was a retrieval. And just like, you know, at home the kids are often asked by their parents to clean up their rooms or put some of their toys away, we ask the sea lions to help us out and help us get some of these awesome toys out that or awesome enrichment items that we give them throughout the day. You can see Charger mouthing one of those lily pads. Looks like he's going to get his close up. We have a question about how long do the sea lions live. In the wild, we're seeing that sea lions can live between 10 and 15 years old, but under managed care, we're actually seeing sea lions live into their 30s. And that's why we're so excited to have Mona, who will be 30 on May 31st.
Somebody wants to know what the black things that we just put in the water.
So the black things that we put in the water. Hi, what are you doing? Do you want to tell them? So the little black things are lily pads. Our awesome enrichment team here at the zoo is able to manipulate car wash strips into different naturalistic items, such as lily pads and other objects that they can play with. And the sea lions love to carry them around and push them around. We've really found that they enjoy those types of enrichment items. Someone's asking what kinds of treats do we give them. Like you guys see here in this tub of ice, we give them ice on a daily basis. We also have the ability to give them Jello, which is just unsugared, unflavored. Just another way for them to have you know, some different texture and provide some variety for them throughout the day, which is very important. We've actually found that Carolyn and Sabiena really love ice cubes. I think one of the cool things that you're seeing is they're not necessarily coming up and interacting with us. You see they're more interacting with each other, which is just a testament to how acclimated they are to their new social group. They're very interested in playing with each other and swimming around their habitat. Looks like Carolyn might have found maybe some fish that she's chomping on. So this is all great behavior. This is exactly what we want to see from them, and you know, socializing with their other guys. Hi. Did you miss out on some of your enrichment? All right, so just up here we have Josie, like we introduced earlier, and just behind her we have Carolyn and Sabiena. And we do want to thank FedEx for helping us with their transportation to the Brookfield Zoo in the fall. We're so happy to have them. We're so grateful for all the work that the training centers do, the Pacific Marine Mammal Training Center, where Carolyn came from, and the Marine Mammal Center in San Pedro, where Sabiena came from. We're so grateful that they were able to rescue them and work with us to provide them with their forever home. So shout out to those folks that helped make this possible. We're very excited to have them, and we're excited for all the things that they're going to learn and just continuing to establish that relationship and work with them. All right, I think we can get through maybe another question or two. People are asking what the differences between the seals and the sea lions are, which is a great question. Some of the sea lions you'll see, or all the sea lions, have these external ear flaps that you might have seen when we looked at them a little closer. We talked about Josie pulling her rear flippers underneath her and moving on the deck. So those are some of the obvious differences that you guys can spot when you come to visit us here at the zoo. Someone's asking where do they sleep, so I think we'll end on that question. So like I mentioned earlier, these guys are very social animals. They love to interact with each other. Oftentimes we'll see them sleeping together. We've actually spotted Sabiena sleeping with Mona and Lucy a lot, which is great to see. And we've seen Carolyn, who's a little younger than Sabiena, we're interacting a lot with Charger, which is great. So we've seen them sleeping together and playing together. This is all the behaviors that we want to see. They also have access to their indoor area at all times, just to provide them some variety. So those are all the different areas that they can choose where they want to sleep. So, all right, I think we're getting ready to wrap up our our enrichment session here. And we just want to thank everybody today for tuning in to Bringing the Zoo to You. And we really appreciate all the support you guys are giving us. And and we really hope to see you guys in some of our next ones. So have a good day.